It's autumn and we're going to do a little slow flow class. So if you have a couple of yoga blocks, that's wonderful. If you have a yoga blanket, or even if you just have, some people use cans or a couple of regular blankets or regular pillows, they can just help support you in your practice. So right now I'm actually sitting up on one yoga block, and this is a pose called Virasana. So my feet are apart and my knees are together, and I'm sitting right in between my heels. So I'm going to close my eyes. So close your eyes for just a moment. Take your hands and rest them on your thighs. So if it feels comfortable to keep your eyes closed, beautiful. If it doesn't, you can just cast your gaze downward. So hands on thighs, eyes closed, or gaze cast down. And we're going to take a few moments just to settle into where we are right here. So first, just take stock of where you are and how you're feeling. The key is to just accept yourself and this little mosquito that's landing on my face exactly where you are. So however you're feeling, whatever thoughts are running through your head, all of that is welcome here. Typically, a lot of people can think, oh, I'm not calm enough to do yoga, or my thoughts are really, really busy. And if you're noticing that come up, see if that can be allowed to be part of your yoga practice. Allow the thoughts to be busy, allow whatever uncomfortable emotions are there to be there. And see if you can come to the practice anyway, welcoming all of that in. So noticing just how your breath feels in your body first, not changing anything, not manipulating anything, just noticing that breath and how it comes in and goes out. Maybe you notice you feel your breath in a specific part of your body. Maybe in your chest or your belly, maybe in your ribs, maybe in your shoulders. And then notice if your breath is long or short, open and free, or tighter and more constricted. And then wherever you are, see if you can just start to lengthen your breath. So bring in slightly longer inhales and slightly longer exhales. Now see if you can bring your breath a little bit lower in your body. So notice if your shoulders are hiking up and you're feeling your breath all up here. And see if you can soften your shoulders down a little bit and bring your breath a little more intentionally, more into your belly, into your low back, into the sides of your waist, maybe your ribs. Still finding slightly longer inhale and exhale. And then feel free to pause the video and just keep with this if that feels good. If you're ready to move on, gently blink your eyes open. And wherever you're sitting, if you're crossing your legs, you can switch the crossing of your legs. If you're sitting on a block and that stays comfortable, stay right there. So from here, we're going to take a deep inhale and reach your arms out, up, and all the way overhead. Look up towards your hands, let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. And then from here, drop that right arm down alongside your body and reach the left arm up and alongside your ear. Deep breath into the side of the ribs. Full exhale out. On the next inhale, come all the way back up to center, reach both arms up. And then as you exhale, drop that left arm down by the side. See if you can soften the elbow down, soften the shoulder away from the ear, and reach that right arm up and alongside. Maybe the gaze tilts upward, breathing into the side of the waist. And then as you inhale, come all the way back up. Look up towards your hands, and as you exhale, you're going to take goalposts with your arms. From here, we're going to do a little cat-cow variation. So the inhale, your ribs come forward, your shoulders reach back, your heart opens, your throat opens. And then as you exhale, you're going to round your back, bring your forearms towards each other, tuck your chin. Inhale, burst the heart open, press the ribs forward. Exhale, rounds the spine. One more breath. Inhale, open the gate. And then as you exhale, round the spine, bring the forearms in. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Reach your arms up high, high, high. And then as you exhale, you're going to come to your hands and your knees. So if you have a block underneath you or a blanket or something, just move it off to the side. Finding your way to your hands and your knees. From here, you're going to spread your fingers really wide and see if you can push down through the first knuckle of all 10 of your fingers and then press down through all 10 finger pads. Now from here, as you inhale, come into that cow pose. Dip the belly low, lift the tailbone high, reach the shoulders back and open the throat. And then as you exhale, pull the belly button towards the spine, round the back, let the head go. Inhale, brings your belly low, tailbone high, shoulders back, heart open, throat open. And then the exhale rounds you as you push into those finger pads and the first knuckle of all 10 fingers. One more, maybe two more on your own. And then when you're ready, coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back. Find a downward facing dog. So you might notice that my knees are going to be bent in my down dog. My feet aren't super close together. The key here is that you want to push up and out of the arms so that you can melt your low belly towards your upper thighs and put a little more weight in your feet, reaching your heels down to the earth. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, we're going to practice getting as much weight as we can in the feet by slowly walking the hands back towards the feet. So if you need to bend your knees a bunch, beautiful. And then you're going to drape yourself over your legs, maybe grabbing opposite elbows and taking a little sway from side to side. Let your head be super heavy. And then from here, I like to say drip your fingertips towards the mat, bend your knees, and start to roll up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. Your head is the very last thing to rise. And when you get to stand, you're going to roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and come to, this is called Tadasana, or mountain pose, at the back of the mat. Lift your heart just a little bit. See if you can drop your tailbone just a little bit. Maybe take a moment to just close your eyes and check in. See how you're feeling. See what's coming up. For me right now, I have about 10 new mosquito bites, so that's there. Whatever it is, see if it can be there as you continue to move. On the inhale, reach your arms out, up and above. And as you exhale, fold straight down over your legs. This time, you're going to inhale, bring your hands to your shins, flatten your back, look out in front of you. And then as you exhale, fold all the way down over the legs. Push down into the feet, maybe bend the knees slightly, lift the heart, reach all the way up, stand up. Exhale, hands palm to palm at heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms out, up and above, look up. And then as you exhale, fold straight down over the leg. When you are ready, slowly walk yourself all the way out. This time we're going to come into a plank position. So the hips are going to be neutral here. You're going to push up just a little bit in between your shoulder blades. Reach your heels back and the top of your head forward. And then as you exhale, you can lower the knees first or bend the elbows and lower the torso straight down all the way to the belly. The inhale, you're going to find a little cobra. Just lift up, push down through the tops of the feet. Reach the shoulder blades towards each other. Open your heart. And then as you exhale, maybe coming through hands and knees and finding your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one last one. On the next inhale, you can center off that left foot. Reach the right leg high to the sky. And you might need to help your foot get in between your hands a little bit. Eventually it will get there. Maybe you take blocks underneath your hands. And we're going to find this low lunge right here. Pushing down into the blocks or the ground. And then as you inhale, lift your heart. And as you exhale, we're going to start to straighten through that front knee. Plug that right hip backwards. Wrap that left inner thigh in and release over the front leg. Inhale, bend through the front knee, reach long through the back leg, lift up. And as you exhale, plug back through the right hip, wrap in through the left inner thigh and fold over. One more time, just like that. And then slowly rebend that front knee. You're going to take that left hand to the inside of that right foot, press down into your block, and inhale to sweep the right arm up. Take a twist. And then as you exhale, bring that right hand back down, move your blocks off to the side, and step all the way back to a downward facing dog. Inhale rolls you through to a push-up position. You can lower your knees or keep them lifted as you exhale and lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, press down through the tops of the feet, lift up. And then exhale maybe through hands and knees and find your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And then when you're ready, line up your right foot in the center. Inhale, reach that left leg high. And then as you exhale, step that left foot in between the hands. On the inhale, you can take your hands onto blocks or on the ground. Lift the heart. As you exhale, start to straighten through the front knee. And you're going to plug the left hip back, wrap the right inner thigh in, release over your leg. Inhale, rebend the front knee, lift the heart, reach long through that back leg. Exhale, straighten through that front knee and release. One more time. Inhale, bend the front knee, lift up. Exhale, straighten through that front knee, release. Rebend through that front knee. You're going to take that right hand either on the ground or on a block and inhale to peel that left arm up. Take a twist. And then as you exhale, moving those blocks off to the side, we're going to take the hands down and step all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, find your plank position. As you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. We're going to take a little Savasana or locust pose. And then we're going to reach the arms back. Slowly, gently start to lift the heels up. Find a neutral head position. So rather than tilting the chin up or tucking it in, see if you can find a little bit of space between the chin and the chest. Squeezing the inner thighs together, lifting the heels up, squeezing the shoulder blades together and reaching back. 3 more breaths here. As you exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Reach your hands down underneath your shoulders. Lift your low belly up and push all the way up to your hands and your knees. From here, see if you can realign your knees under your hips, your wrists under your shoulders. Taking just one round of cat-cow here as you dip your belly low, lift your tailbone high, open your throat. And then as you exhale, belly button towards the spine, round the back, release the head. Come back to a neutral spine here, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. On the inhale, you're gonna align that left foot center. Reach that right leg up, and then as you exhale, bend the right knee, open the hip, reach the heel towards the butt, and maybe take a little peek underneath your right armpit. When you're ready, realign that right hip. As you exhale, curl the knee in towards the nose, step the foot up in between the hands. You can always help it get there. From here, you're gonna slowly rise up, taking your hands to your hips, lifting your low belly and taking a little bend in the back knee so you can drop your tailbone and lift that low belly up a little more. Reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And then from here, we're gonna exhale. You're gonna reach your left arm forward and your right arm back. As you shift your gaze, you might find a little balance challenge. Notice the wiggles and the wobbles and stick with it. And then when you're ready, come all the way back up to center. Reach your arms all the way up high. And then as you exhale, we're gonna open up Warrior Two on the right side. So the front heel is aligned with the center of the back foot. Those back toes are pointing pretty much to the side of the mat, a little towards the top left corner. You're gonna bend deeply into the front knee as you stack it over the front ankle. Push down through the outside edge of the back foot so you can feel that back thigh really firm up. And then as you inhale, flip the palms, reach forward and reverse yourself back. Left arm goes down the left leg. Right arm reaches up and alongside the ear. As you exhale, right forearm finds the right thigh. You're gonna push up through the forearm just a little bit. Reach the left arm up and over the ear. From here, see if you can spin your ribs a little bit more up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze looks up. Maybe your head is more neutral. On an inhale, come back up for Warrior Two. Exhale. And then as you inhale, straighten through that front knee. We're going to take triangle pose. So you're going to reach your right hand forward, kind of duck that left hip back a little bit. That right hand can find the shin, the mat, or a block on the pinky side of that right foot. From here, anchor down through that bottom hand, and then reach the left arm up towards the sky. Spin your ribs open here. And then see if you can find a little lightness in these bottom ribs. Lift up a little bit, spin a little more open, and ground down really firmly through both feet, squeezing inner thighs together. On the next inhale, bend through that front knee, rise all the way up, find a Warrior Two. As you exhale this time, you're going to move the block to the side if you had it. Cartwheel the hands down, pop onto the ball of the left foot, and then come all the way back. Find a downward facing dog. Inhale brings you forward to plank position. Exhale lowers you down all the way or halfway to chaturanga. Inhale for that little cobra or the upward dog. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. You're going to take that right foot to center. Inhale, reach that left leg high to the sky. As you exhale, bend that left knee, open the hip, reach that left heel towards the butt, and then maybe take a little peek under the left armpit. When you are ready, you're going to realign that left hip, and then slowly curl that knee in towards the belly. Foot makes its way somehow up in between your hands. From here, you're going to bend that back knee, Inhale, reach all the way up. Lift that low belly so you can release that low back a little bit. Reach your arms up high. On the exhale, you're going to reach the right arm forward, the left arm back. Take a twist here. Notice the weebles and the wobbles. Maybe try to challenge yourself by shifting your gaze backwards. And then when you're ready, come all the way back to center. Reach the arms up high. And then as you exhale, warrior two on the left side. Left heel intersects the center of the right foot. Your right toes are pointing towards the side of the mat a little forward. See if you can soften a little through the shoulders. Reach the arms a little longer. Breathe here. Then on the inhale, flip the palms, reach forward, reverse yourself back. Feel that length in the left side. And then as you exhale, cartwheel that left forearm down to the left thigh. Reach the right arm up and alongside the ear. See if you can push down through the bottom forearm to lift a little bit. Reach the right fingertips higher or further. On the next inhale, come back, warrior two. Exhale, sink here. Inhale, straightens through the front knee. Reach forward, 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 and then exhale. Hand comes to shin, mat, or block. Press down through the bottom hand to reach up through those top fingers. Create space here. See if you can find some lightness in this bottom hand. Reach a little further towards the sky in those top fingers. Press down through both feet. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Find some strength in your legs. And then on the next breath, rebend the front knee. Come back up. Find your warrior two. As you exhale, you can move that block aside if you had it. Cartwheel the hands down, pop onto the ball of the back foot, step all the way back, downward facing dog. As you exhale, you're going to sink your knees nice and wide, big toes together. Walk your arms forward and release your chest down. Child's pose. See if you can once again connect to your breath. Make it a little bit longer, a little bit slower if you can. On your next breath in, you're going to come all the way up to sit, and we're going to wind down from here. So you're going to reach your legs out in front of you. So from here, if you don't have a lot of props, this can be an uncomfortable pose for many of us, especially if we have tight hamstrings. I'm going to take the flesh of my sit bones and peel it back. And I'm also going to start with my knees bent and my feet planted about hip distance apart. As I inhale, I'm going to lift my heart and reach my low belly forward. And then as I exhale, I'm going to start to fold over my legs. So you might want to try that first. If you have Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold, very comfortably, you can go into that. If you want to experiment with a little more and you're finding a lot of tightness, take a block or a blanket, maybe a pillow, sit up on it. That will help. So from here, you might want to start to straighten the legs out. Again, inhale, reach the heart open, the low belly forward, and then as you exhale, see if you can start to fold over your legs. It's okay if the spine is round, that's not illegal. We do want to find a stretch in our back here, so you want to feel like some space is being created in between your vertebrae. You'll also likely feel something in maybe your glutes and your hamstrings, maybe in your calves, especially if you flex your feet and pull your toes towards your face. Take just a few breaths here, the inhales to lengthen forward and the exhales to fold a little deeper. When you are ready, slowly walk yourself all the way back up to sit. From here, we're gonna take what's called Baddha Konasana. So it's like a butterfly pose, soles of the feet together. Heels a decent length from your pelvis. And then grabbing onto your ankles or your shins, see if you can bring your chest open and your low belly forward. Maybe use your forearms to start to push your legs open and then start to fold over. I have a teacher who really emphasizes not breaking the circle. So he has us stack as many blocks as we need so that the forehead can touch down. So that might be something you'd want to try, where you stack something in between your forehead and your feet so that you can release down and find this full circle all the way through. Taking just a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling yourself all the way back up to sit. Head is the last to come up. Before we make our way onto our backs, let's do just a little bit with the neck. So sitting up nice and tall in a way that's comfortable for you, you're going to take your chin and reach it towards your left shoulder. I'm going to be mirroring you. Reach that left arm up. Grab the base of the skull and just gently tug your neck or your chin down towards your armpit. This opposite shoulder is going to drop away from the ear. Maybe you reach the arm out to the side. Maybe you rest it on the thigh. See if you can send your breath to the place that you feel the sensation. Just energetically sending it there. When you're ready, you're going to release that hand off of the head and slowly, slowly pay attention to the sensation as you feel it. Bring the head back to neutral. Now we'll do the other side. So the chin goes towards that right shoulder, the right arm comes up, the hand grabs the back of the head, and the chin drops down. When you're ready, reach that right arm all the way back down. Slowly bring the head back to neutral. I think that was a tractor. Welcome to Wyoming, everyone. And notice the sensations you feel. On the next inhale, you're going to reach your head all the way back, lift your chin. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring the chin all the way down to the chest. 2 more on your own. And then when you're ready, come back to neutral, and we're going to come all the way down to our backs. So reach your legs out in front of you, bend your knees first, plant the soles of the feet, reach the arms forward. You're going to round the back, tuck through the pelvis, and see if you can come down nice and slow. We're going to feel this engagement in the core. Rather than coming all the way down, you're going to keep your head and shoulders off the mat. Walk your feet in just a little bit. Feel this firing up of your low belly, and then maybe lift your feet up a little bit. See if you feel a little bit more there. Then if you'd like, you can bring your shins parallel to the mat, or for an extra challenge for the last few moments, you can straighten the legs out, bringing them low. For 5, 4, feeling the belly wherever you are, 3, 2, and let it all go. Whenever you're ready, you're gonna curl your knees into the belly. Give them a little squeeze, and we're gonna take happy baby. So you're gonna bring your knees a little wider than your ribs, squeeze them in, and then if you have a little bit more space here to get into your hips, you're gonna reach the soles of the feet up towards the sky. The arms come inside the legs, the hands grab the outside of the feet. You can also take peace sign fingers around the big toes. Gently tug those knees down towards the outside of the ribs. Drop your tailbone down and maybe take a little sway from side to side. When you're ready, come back to center. Bring your knees towards each other, give them a squeeze. We're gonna take a little twist. So you're gonna bring your arms down alongside your body. Take your hips, move them up and over to the right a little bit. Drop your knees to the left. Take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right arm opens out to the right side, maybe a little goal pose. And then taking your gaze, if it feels okay, over that right shoulder. Maybe closing your eyes so you can settle in a little bit more. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just casting your gaze downward. If you notice you need a little more sensation here, you can try straightening out your legs a little bit. Notice how that gets into that IT band, maybe a little more into the hamstrings as well. Noticing the sensation in the glute and throughout the back. When you're ready, rebend your knees. Bring your belly button towards your spine. Come all the way back to center. Arms come down by your sides. Shift the hips all the way up and over to the left. Knees fall to the right. I'll get to look at you this time. You're going to take that right hand to the outer left knee. The left arm opens up, maybe a little goalpost here. Maybe the gaze, or at least the head, turns towards the left. If you want a little more sensation and you want to try straightening through the legs, maybe even flexing through the feet, check out how that feels. Deep and full and slow breaths here. And then when you're ready, rebending through the knees. Belly button close to the spine. Bring your knees all the way back to center. We're going to give them a little squeeze. Send yourself a little bit of gratitude here, a little appreciation for coming to this practice today. However it felt, however it feels, just showing up for it. Sometimes I like to take my hands and give myself a little bit of massage. So you might want to try that. And in your own time, making your way into the final resting pose or Savasana. Legs reach out long. Let your feet flop open to either side. Maybe your arms are resting alongside your body, or maybe you're taking a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Whenever you're ready, see if you can close your eyes or soften your gaze and let everything just release for a few moments. When you're ready to make your way out of Savasana, start to deepen your breathing. Bring some movement to your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. And then bringing the knees up into the belly, giving them a little hug. And letting yourself fall over to one side. Little fetal position, taking a couple of breaths here. And then on your next inhale, slowly push into your palms and make your way all the way up to sit. Finding a comfortable seat for a moment, maybe softening your gaze or closing your eyes. Taking your hands palm to palm at heart center. The light in me honors the light that shines so brightly in each and every one of you. Thank you so much.